Welcome everyone to the Kangen Water product overview. In this video, we're going to dive a little deeper into the benefits and the value of our product and discover that we actually have a few products that we recommend inside Enagic. So here's the problem that we are all, as humanity, are facing. People are getting less healthy all over the planet. There's worldwide cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and other lifestyle-related illnesses on the rise. So these are preventable. People are overfed and undernourished, and especially with obesity, even in childhood and young adults being at super high alarming rates. So that's one part of the problem. The second part of the problem is the financial side. 95% of the population is paycheck to paycheck, struggling financially. Most people live to work rather than work to live. We've also noticed that if you're financially struggling, you just don't have the income to put into your health care. So you start to really fade in taking care of yourself because of that struggle on the financial side. Now, we have a solution to both of those right here. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the problem. Preventable diseases. We understand that the root causes of these diseases consist of these three things: chronic dehydration, acidosis, and oxidation. Now, this is very well documented. Here's a few books that back all this up. Reverse Aging, titled this one, Confessions of a Skeptical Physician. Most physicians may not even be aware of our technology and the health benefits it can give to their clientele. Your body's many cries for water. Alkalize or Die, which really gets to the point quickly in its title. Killing Cancer, Not People, which is how to treat cancer from a preventative healthcare point of view. And You're Not Sick, You're Thirsty, right? So let's talk about these three main causes. We'll talk first of dehydration. 90% of the people are chronically dehydrated, and it's kind of known as the silent killer. Why? Because it creates so much inflammation inside the body. Hydration is the number one thing that you can do for your overall health. But the reality is the water we're drinking, we're not drinking enough of it, and the water we're drinking is not hydrating us. Your body is about 73–75% water, and your brain is 85%. So when people start to get dehydrated, they also start to have mental fatigue and issues that can happen with brain health long term. So symptoms include fatigue, migraine, muscle cramps, clouded thoughts, infrequent urination, constipation, hormone issues, and inflammation, and much, much more. So that's the dehydration side. Number two is the acidosis. We're designed to eat and drink about 80% alkaline for health and about 20% acidic foods and waters. Now we've switched that, and as a result, we're dealing with massive health issues. Now, our body is always maintaining a very short window from 7.35 to 7.45. We'll learn a little bit more about this later. So the blood pH is always maintaining our slightly alkaline. Neutral is 7. In order to do this, it needs alkaline minerals or buffering agents inside the body to do this, but we're not getting enough in our food and in our water. So the body starts to reach into your connective tissues, your bones and your joints, leaching calcium, magnesium. So that also creates a whole other level of health issues. So symptoms of acidosis include heartburn, acid reflux, skin problems, inflammation, and much more. The third main issue of health is free radical damage through oxidation. Oxidation is also another word we can refer to it as rusting inside the body's tissues. Significantly increases inflammation, weakens the immune system, and makes us much more susceptible to disease. Some of these symptoms include cancer is the most oxidized condition we know about right now, autoimmune disorders, rheumatoid arthritis, and arteriosclerosis, with a host of so many more. Really, it's these three things, dehydration, acidosis, and oxidation, is really pushing us towards the brink of health breakdown and disease. Now, we're looking for different kinds of hydration solutions because we all need to drink water. And we all kind of realize the quality of our drinking water will affect our health at some level. So is it helping our health, or is it actually compromising our health? Let's take a look at the first option, which is municipality tap water, right? And this is a picture of actually inside one of those pipes in a city. As you can see, corroded, rusted out, waters and chlorine and different chemicals have been going through here for decades, building up all this stuff. Now, our city is mandated to deliver us clean water, meaning water that has been treated and they know is kind of free of any organisms that are going to potentially kill us or create massive health issues. Clean water does not equal healthy water, right? Because of the chemicals and chlorine in it. So we know that it's got rust, chlorine, pharmaceuticals, lye, which is used to increase the pH of the water. So when you add chlorine, it's very acidic. Municipality pipes are mandated to be above 7 so that it's not as rusting out as they tend to be. So they add lye, which is a very high pH. So it's kind of a chemical cocktail to get neutral or above water. There's over 100 chemicals and it's very oxidized. It's full of free radicals. So if you drink this water, you're going to continue to be acidic and oxidizing. Now, people who are uncomfortable with tap water, you know, the convenient option is bottled water. It's also acidic, oxidizing. When you drink it, it strips the body of minerals. It's loaded with plastics. You can see this picture that all this bottled water sitting on a tarmac, you know, going to be flown all over the world. The reality is when the water is bottled at a certain location, it's probably pretty good. But when you get bottled water, it's probably 12 to 24 months old. It's been sitting in the sun or on ships that cross over the ocean really slowly. It heats up. The sun breaks down the plastics. Now you're drinking plastics. This is directly linked to cancer, and it also creates issues with our hormones because it has the plastic becomes hormone influencing factors inside of it. So this there's a great documentary called The Disappearing Male, which talks about this, the issues that hormones are having with reproduction statistics moving forward. It's a big problem that in Asia, they're already dealing with it for many decades. And of course, we know bottled water is not really a solution because it has such a high environmental price tag. So is this the solution? No. You've got spring mineral waters, which are carbonated drinks. Basically, they're like sodas without the sugar added. There's all kinds of distilled waters, bottled waters, and regular water cannot solve our health issues. They actually exacerbates them. So it creates more dehydration, more acidosis, more oxidation. Okay. All leading to inflammation, which we know is that silent killer. So we're always looking to down-regulate inflammation in our body. But there is a solution. And that solution, known in the medical world, is referred to as hydrogen-rich electrolyzed reduced water. Right? Very powerful, hydrogen-rich electrolyzed reduced water. We refer to it as Kangen water. And of course, the company who brings Kangen water to the world is known as Enagic. So Kangen water means return to origins. And what the Japanese are referring to, they've been studying water for about 80 to 90 years along with the Russians. And they found that water is so crucial to preventative health. Now, the medical industry in Japan is based around prevention. They're actually the #1 healthcare system in the world. They're looking for products, services, technologies that keep people healthy rather than treating symptoms like a pharmaceutical care model, which we have in North America and most parts of the world. So they've been researching water in its natural environment for years, and they found that there's unique places that are referred to as having kind of miracle water. Some of them are listed on this map. Tokyote, Mexico, Lourdes, France, Nordor, Germany, Okinawa, Japan. In these places, there's very unique springs that occur. The Japanese started to study these places and found that there are unique characteristics inside the water that don't occur in other really prestigious waterways, such as like glacier runoff or spring water. And this is the idea of Kangen water, is returning us to our origin, the water that we're designed to be drinking in its ideal and purest form in nature. Now let's talk about the main properties of Kangen water. #1, it's a massive antioxidant, right? What is the antioxidant? Well, it's actually the hydrogen-rich properties of it, and in particular, the molecular hydrogen drives the antioxidant value. #2, alkalization. So it actually affects the body and allowing the body to recover from acidic conditions. Now, the #1 creation of acidity inside the body is actually stress. I'm sure we'll all agree that today's world is very stressful. So we're creating acidity all the time. So we want to make sure that we're putting in substances. Makes most sense to put in water that's alkalizing so that it neutralizes these acidic conditions. Number 3, super hydrating. This is referred to when you get into medical literature as electrically reduced water, or EW water. Other people refer to it as restructured water. We actually, and you'll see what Dr. Michael has to say about this, about actually changing the molecular shape so that it's able to absorb into the body much more effectively. So let's talk about measuring all of these things. So number 1, with the antioxidants. This is what you see in front of you, and you saw it briefly in our last video with the demonstration, is oxidation-reduction potential. So we can measure liquids and find out where they are, either if they're on the positive side, they're increasing oxidation, which is rusting and aging, and if on the negative side, they're decreasing that. So we look over here at about positive 300, you have purified waters, reverse osmosis waters, which is basically they've stripped the water of all minerals, chemicals, and so forth. It's actually a water that doesn't actually occur naturally in nature. And you've got distilled water, so they're at about positive 300. Tap water, usually between positive 400 all the way up to positive 600, depending on how much chlorine's in the water. Sports energy drinks about positive 400 to 500. And then you have sodas usually at about positive 500. So incredibly oxidizing, right? On the negative side, you have vitamin C, which is about a negative 80. Green tea at about negative 100. And Kangen water out of the SD501 or our recommended K8 will go from anywhere from negative 300 all the way up to negative 800 in places that have hard water, which means they have more minerals naturally occurring. So this is obviously where you're going to get the most amount of antioxidants. And this is a superior antioxidant because there's no metabolization necessary. You're basically drinking electrical, alive water that is able to absorb those antioxidants into the system as easily as possible. Right? That's number 2, the alkali side. So here's a pH chart. For those who aren't familiar with it, it goes from 0 to 14, with 7 being neutral. Anything below 7 is acidic, anything above is alkaline. Now our blood, which is basically the key to our survival, is at a 7.365 to 7.45 range. So it sits right in here. So we're slightly alkaline creatures by nature. We have some acidic organs and we have some alkaline organs, but the blood is what maintains the whole system. Now, when we become acidic, that puts pressure on our cell tissues and our organs, and the body's needing minerals in order to neutralize that. Now, it's constantly doing that by itself to maintain this pH of the blood. But when you drink and eat alkaline foods and substances, you're actually providing alkaline agents into the body. So then the body can use that new materials to keep itself in this very small balance window. If it doesn't have that, then it's going to reach into the connective tissues, bones, and joints and leach it. So we're designed to eat and drink 80% here and eat, and 20% over here. Now we've switched that and we're having massive issues as a result. Right? And then the third property, which is super hydrating. I love this property because this is one of the first things people notice when they start drinking this water. It is so smooth and you'll taste it. And literally my first comments was, why is this water so wet? Which is kind of a strange thing to say about water because it is wet, but you'll know when you taste this, it tastes different. Now, when we're born, we're alkaline and hydrated at about 90% water. As adults, we're becoming acidic and dehydrated at about 75% water. And then as seniors, we're chronically acidic, chronically dehydrated at about 55% water. So imagine this, you show up to the planet like a big plump grape, happy and hydrated. About 75 to 80 years later, you've become a raisin. This is the aging process for most people. 90% of people around the planet are dehydrated. So we're all becoming raisins. If we can turn around our hydration levels, we can affect all other biochemical reactions inside our body. A friend of mine likes to say, the solution to pollution is dilution. And in our bodies, that's water. So if we're dehydrated, we're not able to get enough water into the body to push out toxins. So we start to store up toxins, which will lead to further disease and health complications in the future. When we get hydrated with Kangen water, we're able to hydrate the system in our lymphatic system, which kind of is like a water slide idea. It's what pushes the toxins out of the body. Well, if you're not hydrated, it doesn't work. So once you start to get hydrated in a few days to a few weeks drinking our water, your body starts to move into a detox reaction, pushing these toxins out. Now, in doing so, most people will lose a little bit of weight. If you've got a lot of weight that potentially could come off, you could lose 10, 20, 30 pounds in a couple months. And I've seen all these experiences firsthand, so it's very, very exciting. Now, I'm not a medical doctor, but I love to look at the medical doctors that have really come on board with this. And the one that I want to highlight is Dr. Hiromi Shinya. He's considered the top colon gastroenterologist in the world. He actually invented the colonoscopy, which is a camera to look at your colon to see its health. He is considered kind of the Einstein-like in the Asian medical field. And in a recent book, he writes, Kangen water is considered the very best drinking water because of its incomparable power of hydration, detoxification, and antioxidation. Now, these are the three longevity pillars of health. And if you can get that all in our water, which we all need to be drinking, you're really setting yourself up from a preventative healthcare model to do very well in the future. Now, people who are experiencing health issues and are sick right now, this is obviously going to really start your body to move it into a more energized, healthier state so that it can actually start to heal itself. Here's another study that I think is very powerful. So this was a recent study done by Dr. Horst Filzer, who is actually a Harvard-trained vascular surgeon. He was the first man to put the stent inside the human heart. So this was scientific studies results on the benefits of Kangen water in human tissue culture and living human volunteers. Basically, this was all done on people, right? And there was three primary findings. It was a massive antioxidant, it increased cellular energy, and it was an anti-inflammatory, which is fantastic. We already know the alkalizing benefits and the super hydrating, but these even went deeper into this. And by the way, as good as it is for people, pets and animals also thrive off this stuff. And it's also got some great agricultural applications. So this really is a system that can benefit all living things. Now, your Enagic water system is actually a water factory. And the reason I say that is because you can make a full range of waters. Now, here is our recommended unit, the K8. It has been improved upon from the SD501, which was the industry standard for 20 years. So with a push of the button, you make two waters. Now we make a full range from 2.5, very low acidic water we'll talk about in a moment, 6.0, which is a cosmetic toner. It's basically everything that the cosmetic world is bottling up and selling it as toner. You can make as much as you want with a push of the button. Then you've got the 7.0, which is a neutral water. There's no special ionization or the special properties on it. It's just basically filtered water coming through the system. Then you've got three drinking waters, Kangen water 8.5, 9, and 9.5. We encourage people to start at 8.5 for 4, 5, 7 days, and then slowly move up. This will slow down your detox reaction and just be more comfortable for people. And then we have a very strong alkaline water, which is an 11.5, which we'll talk about. So let's talk about the 2.5, also known as hypochlorous acid. Now, Dr. Michael will explain this a little bit more, but this is a medical grade disinfectant. Now, this will kill 99% of known bacteria in less than 60 seconds. So you can use it for mouthwash and gargling, choke your toothbrushes, spray countertops and bathrooms. You can basically go chemical free. If you have sore throats, spray it, gargle with it. Skin infections, acne, bacteria infections, first aid, cuts and scrapes, all that kind of stuff. Also excellent inside a kind of real key medical applications for sunburns, also for treating salmonella, MRSA, E. coli, all types of mold. This is really a fantastic product. And imagine you can take your tap water and turn it into a medical grade disinfectant with a push of the button. Really something. Excellent for treating all kinds of skin conditions, acne, eczema, psoriasis, and so forth. Now, at the same time, you make an 11.5 strong alkaline water. Now, this is the ability to emulsify oil, which we saw in the demonstration of being able to clean our fresh fruits and vegetables, getting rid of the pesticides and so forth. You can also use it as a laundry detergent. Just add some essential oils in there. It works great. So these two waters allow you to go chemical free in the home, which leads to going green and saving big money. right? On the average household, if you were to use these two waters, can save you between $50 and about $150 a month properly using the waters. And that's why we really consider it a water factory. It's much more than just one drinking water. You're getting actually 7 different waters that can all be used for different usages inside your life. And of course, it's a technology, well, it's a healthcare technology primarily, but it also becomes an environmental technology because of its benefits to the environment. Now let's talk briefly just about the company that's doing this. Enagic, they're a 44-year-old privately held debt-free company. They're out of Japan. They're an original equipment manufacturer, meaning you're buying directly from the manufacturer. And that manufacturing facility is in Osaka, Japan, and it actually is certified as a medical facility, which is very rare. There's revenues of over $500 million a year, and so clearly this is not a fly-by-night operation. They're considered the gold standard in the industry when it comes to water ionization. They created the technology 45 years ago. It's so interesting because they created the technology for Japanese hospitals, and the results were so good that they made a home unit. But for the first 20 years, you could only get it inside hospitals. 25 years ago, they made a home unit. Now we're in a very strong, powerful global expansion. The company has 38 offices in 23 different countries, including Vancouver, Toronto, Los Angeles, Honolulu, Australia, Asia, Europe, Brazil, and Mexico. Basically, we can do business anywhere in the world, and one of the closest office will find a way to get a system to that customer or distributor. So Enagic has numerous awards and certificates that really allow you as a consumer to stand confidently knowing that you're buying the very best of the best. It's the only water ionizer endorsed by the Water Quality Association of North America, which is really based on manufacturing excellence. And it's the only medical device in the field. We have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. So, and you can see all these awards. So it really allows us to stand here confidently and say, we know we have a fantastic, proven product that impacts the lives of people all over the planet and is excellent for the environment at the same time. Often imitated, but never duplicated. And that's really an important point to remember. So Enagic actually has 3 amazing products to deal with the root causes of illnesses so we can be happy, healthy, and wealthy along the way. I'm going to introduce you to the Enagic Trifecta, which we'll discuss more in the business side of things. But just a brief overview, it's going to be these 3 products. Product number 1 is the K8, which is our patented new technology. It came out in 2015, and it really is quite a few steps above the standard before, which is the SD501. It has 8 medical titanium plates, double dipped in platinum. This is medical grade. Well-maintained systems will last 20 to 25 years, which is incredible. So you buy it once and you have it for life. Worldwide power supply, you can go anywhere and plug it in. It's got both 110 and 220. 5-year bumper warranty. You can get an additional 3-year warranty for extra $250. So that would be 8 years of a system you can use absolutely every single day for all of these benefits. And it has several upgrades and improved efficiency to the SD501. That's why we recommend it as our flagship product. This is also endorsed as a medical device it's approved as a medical device by the Japanese Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, which is the equivalent to the FDA and to Health Canada. It's also been adopted in the Philippines as a medical device. And it's the only water ionizer endorsed by the Japanese Association for Preventative Medicine of Adult Diseases. And this is the backing of about 6,700 doctors. So that many doctors in the #1 healthcare system in the world recommend drinking water out of this device. Now, we also have a spa system because when you're taking showers, you're also exposing yourself to chemicals, to chlorine, which is drying, irritating, oxidizing, acidic to the skin. And we have, through our wide range of product line, developed this incredible Anaspa DX. So how this works is you hook it up in your shower or your bath. It's a mineral ion spa system. So at the base of it, the water runs through, and there's actually high-powered high-powered magnets at the bottom, which break down the water molecule so it makes it a little bit smaller. There's a therapeutic mineral core inside. It runs over, picking up an electrical charge and also picking up some minerals. There's a high-powered filter in there, so it removes all the heavy contaminants and toxins. So what you're left with is a natural hot spring effect, which is really soothing for the skin, more moisturizing and nourishing. People absolutely love this. And if you've got any skin conditions, you'll notice very quickly that those will start to fade away because you're pH balancing your skin while having a shower. And our third key product is our turmeric ukon product. Now, Kangen ukon is a Japanese word for turmeric, already well known as the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory product in the world. Turmeric is cultivated for its maximum potency, so we actually have two varieties, the spring and the autumn ukon that mix together. So making it highly bioavailable due to its proprietary blend. We use the 2.5 and the 11.5 to clean and process it. We have cultivated in Okinawa, Japan, which is known as some of the richest and most nutritious soil in the world. Basically, whatever you grow is really dependent on the quality of the soil. Its patented capsules prevents oxidation. And you'll see if you purchase the ukon, it comes in individually wrapped packages inside another package. So when it ships around the world and goes through X-ray machines, it doesn't affect the quality, and it doesn't get exposed to air, really reducing its benefits. Most supplements that people will purchase only get about 3 to 15% of the actual quality because of the oxidation. So we can guarantee up 98 to 99% potency and absorbability here. It's vegan friendly, 100% organic, and it is an absolute incredible product. And people with inflammation conditions will absolutely benefit and notice huge results. So, as you can see, our product is absolutely life-changing with Kangen Water. And as a result, we create an opportunity of a lifetime in the business side. This is truly a global home business that you can feel good about because you're impacting the health of people all over the planet and improving the quality of the environment at doing so. So thank you so much. Enjoy the next video.